Well, Shima girls, do we? Do we really love our hair? Now, I am asking this question because it is a very, very important question, especially if you truly want to make it with your Shima hair growth journeys. If you truly want your hair to grow very long, to be truly healthy, you know, we need to know the answer to this. Do we love our hair? Okay, and with that said, I'm going to say this. Let's love our hair no matter what. No matter if it is relaxed, no matter if it is natural, no matter if it's biracial, no matter if it's in dreads, sister locks, no matter if it can quote unquote grow. Because the truth is, Shima girls, that at the end of the day, we only have each other as women of color. And 9 times out of 10, only us as women of color truly know what it's like to have Afro textured hair, our type of hair texture, because we're the ones who live with this type of hair that God gave us. And this type of hair that God gave us is very unique, yet very complex to the untrained person. It is very strong in a lot of cases because, sometimes it is not that strong, to tell you the truth, for certain women of color. So in a lot of cases, yes, it is very strong, but there's certain cases in which some of our women of color claim to have weak hair. Okay, so let's understand that part. Just because it's Afro texture doesn't mean it's automatically strong, that it can hold all types of style. No, no, no. Afro texture hair can also be very weak as well. All right, but all in all, Afro textured hair, the one that God gave us, is also very beautiful hair. Okay, it is oftentimes imitated by different cultures but never duplicated, as the saying goes. So yes, our hair is extremely beautiful, but it does has have its complexities. Okay, and those complexities is what we need to understand, so that we can manage our hair more efficiently. Now, with all of this said, Shima girls, I'm gonna say this: do not let anybody make you believe that your hair is unattractive, okay, or it's not good enough, or it cannot hold up to other races and cultures of other hair textures. Okay, now many people tend to disregard, they pick on, and they hate on things that they feel is different, okay, or just too quote unquote difficult to understand, because they don't want to take the time to understand it. Okay, nothing's too difficult. It's the person that doesn't want to take the time to understand certain things, okay, because it's just too quote unquote complicated for them. All right, and unfortunately to them, our Afro-Texan hair falls into this category. Okay, and with that said, I'm gonna go even deeper. This includes some of our own people of color who categorize Afro-Texan hair as being too quote unquote difficult to understand. For example, too quote unquote difficult to comb, to brush, to style, to get it to quote unquote behave. All right, and this is why these people become frustrated. They throw up their hands in the feet. They refuse to educate themselves regarding the proper way to take care of Afro-Texan hair, and so they proceed to spit out negativity, to pick on, to hate on, and this is why so many of our women of color, they tend to rely on chemicals, fake hair like weaves, wigs, lace fronts, all types of fake hair in an effort to get their hair to behave. For some reason, they tend to understand that. When the hair is chemically treated, they understand that. When there's, a weave or some extensions in the hair, they understand that. Suddenly it's not too difficult anymore. All right. And we need to change that. Okay. Because our hair, our real Afro texture hair already looks good. Of course, after it has been properly taken care of and not constantly neglected. Okay, because the problem is, Shima girls, that when we rely on these chemicals, when we rely on this fake hair, we are neglecting our real hair. Okay, I'm not saying that chemicals, we should ban chemicals, we should ban fake hair, weaves, lace fronts. I'm not saying that. I wore fake hair as well on my journey to longer hair. Okay, I wore some Cancolon hair in my hair when I was creating my French braids. Okay, that's Cancolon in there. Okay, because I was enhancing it, and and to me it looked better that way. Okay, but at the end of the day, when my real hair grew, you don't see me wearing no more Kakalon hair. You don't see me wearing no more fake hair, period. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. We need to start relying on these fake, these fake options. Okay, so these chemicals, this fake hair, while they do serve as an option to change up our hair and or styles, they should never ever become a replacement for our real Afro-Haitian hair. All right, the one that God gave us, the one that we were born with. None of that should ever become a replacement. And unfortunately, these chemicals and this fake hair has become a replacement for many of our women of color. Okay, so I strongly encourage you, ladies, strongly encourage my Shima girls, all of our women of color, to learn. Okay, just learn how to take care of your real hair before we put chemicals. Okay, before we put any type of fake hair on it to change up our styles or enhance our look. Love your hair. Don't love the chemical. Don't love the sewing weaves, the gluing weaves, the lace fronts. Don't love that. Okay, love your hair first. Okay, these chemicals, the fake hair, is just those are options for us. That's just an option. But we need to love what is attached to our body, what we were born with first. All right, because with that said, remember, Shima girls, even when our hair is chemically treated, there's going to come a time when our real natural hair texture is going to show up again. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, there's going to come a time when it's going to show up again. And this is part of the main reason why I created my Shima hairline cream. This is why my Shima hairline cream exists, to yield us, from applying more chemicals to our hair. Okay, just because a little bit of, a real natural hair texture came out. So then we got to slap on, what they call the creamy crack. That's when I first heard of that term, the creamy crack in the Chris Rock movie. I never knew they called it creamy crack. So instead of immediately thinking about, your next touch up with another creamy crack chemical relaxer, because remember, ladies, chemical relaxers is that. It's a chemical. All right. And we need to be extremely, wary of these chemicals constantly being on our hair. Okay, because it's touching our scalp. Believe it or not, it's always going to touch some of our scalp, even when we exercise caution. Okay, and our scalp is part of our body. Okay, so once the new growth comes out, apply the Yoshima hairline creams. Hopefully you ladies have the Yoshima hairline creams. Okay, so you apply that to your new growth, and this will help you stretch your chemical relaxer applications for an extra 2 months, an extra 3 months, 4 months. Remember, I want to stretch mine up to 9 months. Okay, but you do what is right for you. Okay, if you can go as long as 2 months, stretch as long as 2 months, 3 months, 3 months. Okay, but stretch, ladies. Okay, because when we do this, Shima girls, what begins to happen is that we will get into the habit of applying, our Shima hairline creams to our new growth instead of slapping more creamy crap onto our real natural hair textures. Okay, this is going to teach us to get into the habit of taking care of our real natural hair. All right, so we are learning. When we do this, we are learning how to take care of our natural hair and how to take care of our relaxed hair at the same time. Okay, which means that if you decide to put on some weaves or lace fronts, you already are also in the habit of knowing how to take care of your real hair. Okay, and that's the bottom line. Okay, take care of your real hair. And with that said, Shima girls, what I truly want for all of our women of color is simple. It's just 3 words: love your hair. And to love your hair means to learn how to take care of your hair. Nobody else is going to learn how to take care of your hair, ladies. At the end of the day, always remember that our hair is an extension of our bodies, not our hairstylist's body, not our best friend's body or our cousin's body, who may be doing our hair once every weekend. It is attached to our body. So nobody and I do mean nobody, is going to be constantly worrying about if, you know, our hair is getting the proper moisture, if the damaged ends are cut, if we are trimming once every 4 to 6 weeks, if we are combing from the ends on up, if we are using, you know, gentle handling, if we are gently combing our hair from, you know, from the bottom up, if we are using our protective styles. Again, nobody is going to be constantly reminding us to do all of this, which means nobody is going to love our hair as much as us, okay? As much as you.